making sure all of my streams are live before we get into our conversation today. As usual, if you can see me and hear me, let me know in the comments so that I know that you are here with me today. All right, yes, I think I'm where I need to be. So, hi guys, how are you? Today we continue our weekly lunch and learn sessions. For those of you who are here for the very first time, I am your coach, Adanna Austin. I'm a business coach and consultant, and I work with high-end entrepreneurs like yourself to get very clear on your goals, identify your ideal clients, and develop the strategies to grow your business. So that's what I do in a nutshell. I love to share information, tools, resources, and strategies that you can implement almost immediately to get the results that you want. And today we're going to talk about winning without loud marketing. One of my favorite topics to talk about is marketing and marketing strategies. And I know that no matter what type of business that you are in, we all need to have an understanding of marketing because our marketing leads to our sales. And our marketing is how we develop the relationships with our audience. It's how we nurture those relationships. It's how we attract people to our businesses. So everybody needs to have an understanding of how marketing can work in their business, whether you are an online business or you're a brick and mortar business. And even if you're outsourcing that part of your business, you would still need to have an understanding of how marketing can work, right? Now, marketing is not a one size fits all. It's actually what you do, the combination of things that you do that move you from where you are to where you want to be. So it's a combination of strategies or combination of tactics that you put together. But it's not a one size fits all. What may work for me may not necessarily work for you. So you have to figure out which one of these strategies will make more sense for my business. Now, that being said, because there are over 20 strategies that you can use, but that being said, most entrepreneurs are on social media. Most, not all, but most entrepreneurs are using social media marketing and therefore content marketing as a strategy to attract their ideal clients, engage their ideal clients, nurture their ideal clients, and ultimately sell to their ideal clients. Most, right? Everybody is using content marketing, whether you're online or offline, you're using content. Content meaning the messages that you are sharing with your audience. Yes. Many are using email marketing, and many, like myself, are also using video marketing, right? I like to encourage my entrepreneurs to start with those three first and then build on those things and add on depending on their goal in business, depending on their ideal clients, and depending on the tools and resources that they may have available. Yes, so just keep that in mind as we talk about how you go winning without loud marketing. What do I mean by loud marketing? So, loud marketing really refers to marketing that is everywhere. There's a huge misconception that you have to be everywhere in order to attract your ideal clients, right? You have to spend a ton of money on ads. You have to be online 24/7. And guys, you and I both know that that is not sustainable in most business structures, especially if you're starting off on your own. But even if you have a team, that might not be the most sustainable way to grow your business, right? But again, it depends on the type of business that you may be having. But you want to figure out, you don't need to shout to be heard. You need to figure out how to position your brand smartly. You want to think about how can I become a thoughtful leader, and how can I be purposeful in my content and let my content do the heavy lifting so that you don't experience burnout you can protect your peace, and you can protect your energy. Let me know in the comments if that is making sense for you so far, whether you're listening to me live or if you're listening to this after. Let me know in the comments if that is making sense for you. So as I said, I'm going to talk to you about 5 different things, right, of how you can do purposeful marketing without being loud and obnoxious. Now, many entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. Many entrepreneurs are introverted like myself. Yes, I'm very, very introverted, even though it may not seem that way. But I, as an introvert, I am not someone, an entrepreneur who chases going to networking events and being in large groups and that kind of thing, because I know how it affects me, right? For other people, they love that. And that's fine. There's no right or wrong. It depends on your goal, your personality, and what you can, what brings you joy, right? So let's talk about these 5 things of how you can create marketing for your business without being loud, right? As I said, there's this huge misconception that you have to post every day, go viral, be on 5 to 7 platforms, because we know there are so many platforms out there, right? There's that huge misconception that you have to do all of those things to stay relevant. The truth is that the authority that you seek comes from clarity, not chaos. Because sometimes being online all the time, trying to go viral, going on all the platforms can create chaos behind your brand and chaos behind your messaging. And if it's chaotic for you, it's going to be chaotic for your audience, right? And that's how you get burnt out. What you're seeking is quality, not quantity so much, right? Because you can have 100 loyal followers who trust you, right? And who will buy from you over and over again, who will sing your praises from the rooftop, and where you can make a lot more money than if you have 10,000 passive people, right? You can have 1,000 loyal or 100 loyal people who can help you bring in the revenue that you want, than having 10,000 people who are passive. And when I mean passive, yes, you have 10,000 people following you, but they are not actually listening to you. They're not liking your stuff. They're not engaging with your content. They're not clicking on your link. They're not jumping into your DMs. They're not opening your emails. They're not doing any of the things because they are passive. And a lot of times they may be the wrong audience, because you may have attracted them one way, but they are definitely not your ideal clients. So you want to focus on creating, those loyals, or attracting those loyal followers, because it is more important for you to be remembered. Take note of that. It is more important for you to be remembered than to be seen. You want to recall, not just reach. You understand what I mean, guys? You want to be remembered. So being seen is one thing, but they can see you and scroll. They can see your email and just unsubscribe. They can see your videos and just, unfollow. You want to be remembered. So you want to pay attention to the quality of the messaging that you're sharing and how you are showing up, right? And create consistency around how you are doing that in your business. Does that make sense? So you want to think about, instead of posting 5 times a day, now nothing is wrong with that. Again, it depends on your business. But instead of posting 5 to 10 times a day with just arbitrary stuff, cat videos and all these things that have absolutely nothing to do with your business and is not connected to your audience, instead you post like a well-written weekly newsletter that goes really, really, really in depth, or an in-depth LinkedIn post, a week, that shows that you are the go-to expert because of the quality of the content. The quality of the content positions you as the most credible source. Does that make sense, guys? Because it's about the quality of the information, right? It's not about being the loudest. It's not about coming across as desperate. So that's one of the first things you want to take into consideration. You don't have to be everywhere, and your authority comes from clarity, not chaos. Making sense? Yes? Great. The second thing is that you want to make sure that you understand who is your niche, because there's power in positioning in your niche markets. Get very, very specific about who you want to work with, who you want to follow you, who you want to attract, who you want to engage, who you want to buy from you, right? So you want to narrow your niche so that your message hits harder. So you want to decide, okay, do I only want to work with women? Does my product help people with who have some kind of skin condition? Is my offer helping those who are new in business? Is my offer helping those who are already making a particular amount of business money in their business? Is my offer helping those who they want something specific in their business? You want to niche down on who your ideal clients are. Guys, when you do that as well, you can pay more attention to the messaging that you're sharing. It becomes less time consuming. It becomes easier to build that know, like, and trust that is so important in the marketing of your business. And it becomes easier for you to sell to your ideal clients because you're speaking directly to them. You're speaking the language that they're speaking. You're speaking about the challenges that they're having, and you're offering them the specific solutions that they are searching for. So the second thing is about niching down, really getting in touch with who your niche audience is and speaking directly to them. So positioning is about perception, right? You want to figure out how your ideal clients think about you when you're not in the room, right? Really niching down, not just on your audience, but niching down on what you're saying, right? You're making sure that you are very, very precise with the messaging that you're sharing. You know your audience needs to know you for this particular thing. They know you for leadership. They know you for branding. They know you for a particular thing, right? So niching down on your audience, but also niching down on your messaging. Again, guys, this is going to help you not lose sleep. It's going to help you to battle that tiredness because you feel like you always have to be on and you have to do all the things and be everywhere. You don't need to do that. You need to be very, very strategic, right? In how you are showing up and how you're marketing so that you get the results that you want. So we're talking about winning without loud marketing. Yeah, so those are the two things. The third thing is about creating a magnetic presence through consistency. Remember, we spoke about chaos, right? You want to create what I like to call a rhythm. You want to create a rhythm in your business so that your audience gets accustomed to not just seeing you and hearing that consistent message, but you want to create that rhythm so they have an expectation from you. Yeah, there's a particular expectation. So for example, how I come on here every Wednesday at 12 noon and do my lunch and learn series, right? There's a particular expectation from my audience that every Wednesday I'm going to come on here. You want to create that type of rhythm. That rhythm helps you to stay focused, but it also helps to build that authority, and it also helps to build that know, like, and trust, right? Because it builds trust. Consistency builds trust. Chaos builds confusion. Let me say that again. Consistency builds trust. Chaos builds confusion, right? So because that loud marketing where you're all over the place, you're saying all kind of different things, you're showing up here, there, and everywhere, you're showing up all over the all hours, all times, right? That is not sustainable because you're living, life is happening, right? Some of you are married, you have kids, you may be working full time while you're doing your business. It's not sustainable. So you want to find that quiet power in building routines and rhythms, like a weekly podcast, bi-weekly lives, monthly trainings, quarterly sales, or events. You want to build that rhythm that your client gets accustomed to, your ideal clients get accustomed to, so that they are calm and you are also calm in the growing of your business, and you can see the results. Does that make sense? Yes? Making sense to you guys so far? Yes? Lovely. That's what I like to hear. Good. It's making sense to you. The fourth thing is you want to, I always tell people that, I mean, we know that content marketing is a huge part of your marketing strategy, right? Because the content is the messages that you are sharing with your audience to um, show them exactly why you are the expert in your field. But you also want to understand that you are more than a content creator. What you are aiming to do is to become a conversation starter, right? So it's not about creating content that songs like ads and that kind of thing. I mean, I had a conversation with some participants of a program I'm doing with Bankers Association just last night, right? It's not just about sounding like an ad, but about showing up in such a way that you're starting conversations, right? So that you're coming up authentically to your ideal clients. Because the truth is that people will buy from you if they know you exist, yes, but they will also buy from you if they understand or they feel that you understand where they're coming from. You understand their mindset. You understand the things that are going on in their lives, and you can speak to them about that. They feel safe with you because you offer advice, and you ask pertinent questions of them, right? So it's that feeling of security. They feel like they are part of your community, and the community doesn't have to be tens of thousands of people. Your community can literally be 10 to 50 people, right? But the thing is, those quality people are the people who are going to buy from you, who are going to continue to share your message with others, and they are going to bring others into your space as well, right? And you, so that you can position yourself as a thought leader. Making sense? So how are you starting conversations and then sharing the value with those in that particular circle, right? So you can host small high value Zoom calls. You can guest on certain podcasts, niche podcasts. You can publish particular articles, or guides that speak to a particular thing. Again, we're niching down because everything I'm saying is tied into each other, right? And you can create those kind of frameworks in your newsletters, and those kind of things, right? It's about starting those kind of conversations. It doesn't have to be anything long and complicated, but obviously it means you have to understand where your clients are, what is going on with them. You have to understand the psychology of them, the psychographics, everything of them. You have to be really in tune with your ideal clients for you to be able to do this. And even if you're not there as yet, you start there and then you build on it based on the responses that you are getting, right? It can be short thought pieces on LinkedIn. You can host quarterly invite only roundtables with past clients. There's so many different things that you can do without being loud, but being very, very intentional so that you can get the results that you want. Yeah. And finally, for you to create that type of marketing that is not loud but is very intentional, you want to become unforgettable without overextending yourself. And how do you do that? You use the systems that are available, right? You use the tools that are available. You focus on brand moments that leave a mark, right? You have clarity of message, you use clean visuals, you have a strong lead magnet. You want to position yourself so you're known for one thing: your lens, your promise, your language. What is that thing that you want your audience to know you for? That's something I always ask my clients. What do you want to be known for, and what do you want to be known as? What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known as? I'm not talking about the thing that you're selling, but when people hear your name, see your logo, see your branding, what is the first thing that you want them to think about? Right? You are the one who's going to position that thought in their head based on how you show up and based on what you consistently say to them in your messaging, right? Whether it's on social media, email, your blog, your newsletter, your interviews. What is that consistent messaging that you are sharing, right? With the same language, the same promise. And you don't want to switch up how you're talking and what you're saying. What is that consistent thing, right? So you want to let your systems do the repetition for you. So you want to automate your emails, you want to pin post, you want to have evergreen videos like this, but use these systems that will allow you to show up consistently for your audience, so that you also don't have to be tied to your phone or your laptop in order to be remembered, all right, and to increase that visibility with your audience. And you also want to figure out, and there's something that I do in my business and I always share with you guys. You want to figure out, besides using these systems, how to repurpose some of the things that you have, right? So you can do a video, and you take that video, you transcribe it, you convert it into a blog, you convert that blog into social media posts, you can convert that blog into emails, you can convert it into carousels or an infographic. You want to take that one piece of content or that one message and repurpose it into different things, so that your ideal clients are hearing it multiple times in multiple ways, so that they will remember who you are, who you serve, and how you serve your people, right? So you want to repurpose that type of information to make sure that your brand presence is always felt. You don't have to show up every day, but you have to figure out, how can I be visible through repurposing and through strategies and through the systems that are available to you. Yeah. So I hope those 5 things really, really resonate with you. Tell me in the comments if they resonate with you. They are: visibility doesn't equal volume. You about not showing up every day. Authority comes from clarity, not chaos. Your niche markets, really getting clear about your niche markets, who you are serving and where you are going to be serving them. You want to create presence through consistency and not chaos, right? Because consistency builds trust, chaos builds confusion. You want to position yourself as a thought leader, right? And become a conversation starter. And you want to use the systems, the strategies, and repurposing your content and your messaging in such a way that you always are remembered by your audience. You just need to be clear, consistent, and unforgettable in the right places, right? You want to be very, very intentional. That is the biggest takeaway. How can you become very, very intentional in your business? Guys, that's my message for you today. And as usual, if you have any questions at all, just jump into my DMs, leave a question or comment underneath the video wherever you may be watching it, because we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we are on YouTube, and we are also on LinkedIn, right? So wherever you may be watching this message, leave a comment, leave a question, jump into my DM if this is something that you want support in creating in your business right now. I am glad to help you and support you on this journey. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.